The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with Mary Wilson.
Hey y'all, I'm Mary Wilson. Thanks for tuning in to Simply Southern today. We've got an appetizing lineup of stories on the menu as we take a look back at some of the fine food producers we've featured on this show. 7 layers of golden, fluffy cake and rich sugary icing has made Dean's Cake House of Andalusia a favorite for soothing sweet tooths around the state. We'll have that story from Season 5 coming up later. If you prefer a snack to a slice, stick around for our 2017 tour of an Alabama cookie factory at Bud's Best Cookies in Hoover. We'll spice things up a bit with Kevin Worthington's feature from 2019 on Fayette County Hot Sauce Pro's Alabama Sunshine. But coming up next on Simply Southern, we turn back the hands of time to our second season for some homemade syrup and the secret to successful biscuit sopping at Todd Farms in Headland.
What sustains us? Food? Family? Faith. Alabama farmers live those things every day. They conserve our resources, clothe our families, and fill our tables. They cultivate jobs for our communities and values for our future. Farmers grow it all right here in Alabama.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
While maple syrup reigns supreme for waffles and flapjacks, down here in the South, we do things a little differently. For a proper breakfast of hot, buttered biscuits, maple syrup just won't cut it. If you've never had cane syrup before, you might need to take a trip to Todd Farms in Headland, where their homemade syrup is keeping the Southern sopping tradition alive.
Todd Syrup Farm can trace its roots in America to the 1700s. The family's ancestors were some of the first pioneers who settled in South Alabama in the early 1800s. Joe Todd bought the small farm after a career in law enforcement because he wanted to bring back the old-timey tradition of cane syrup production that was passed down through his family for generations.
So the first year I planted some sugarcane because nobody was making syrup anymore, and I wanted some good homemade syrup. So we made 3 cookings that fall, and I took an old piece of barn tin with an old paintbrush and wrote cane syrup, drew an arrow and says, "Come up Hall Road a half a mile off Cottonwood Highway, I got cane syrup." Well, we sold out in 3 days.
Dewey Todd, Joe's son and the 6th generation Todd syrup maker, says the passion for preserving the old way of life extends into every part of the syrup farm experience. During World War II, hundreds of cane mills around the country were converted to support wartime demand overseas. But after the war ended, cane manufacturing almost ceased to exist as factories failed to convert back to syrup making.
We've got 45 antique cane mills that we've collected ourselves, but we have 2 working models that were both made around 1925, 1926, and we have to keep repairing them. We have to make our own skimmers. We have to make our own stripping tools or buy antique ones. Because now the only thing you can get in this country is if you import it from China. But we like to do everything the old-fashioned way, just like my grandparents and great-grandparents did.
One of the interesting things about Todd Syrup Farm is that their finished product is cooked, bottled, and sold just steps away from where it's grown.
You know, a lot of the key to good syrup is the field, the cultivation, doing everything right out there. Keeping the weeds down, we do it with a hoe, we don't use chemicals because chemicals affect the taste of the soil and it goes right into the syrup. So we make sure that all that's done right, and in the fall we start the stripping, the topping, cutting it, loading it, bringing it to the mill. We push the juice out and we cook it down always to perfection.
In a testament to their pioneering roots, the Todds have created and modified machinery to help streamline the syrup making process. They bottle and sell 5 different types of syrups and sell jams, jellies, t-shirts, even syrup-infused barbecue sauce through a retail store. And they continue to expand.
There was so much demand in the area for fresh foods, healthy foods, more restaurants. And so we got together as a family and said, you know, for the 3 generations that are here now, generations 5, 6, and 7, we wanted to grow the business to something larger and add a restaurant, a bakery, a coffee shop, and a store. We're very proud of what we've accomplished as a family. We appreciate the graciousness of the USDA, the state of Alabama, Henry County, and all the local folks in the Wiregrass region. And now with the restaurant, we just hope folks will come out and try some Todd Syrup in a country environment and get to know our family a little better.
For Simply Southern, I'm Kevin Worthington.
As well as their signature cane syrup, Todd Farms carries their own line of jellies, coffee, barbecue sauce, and a whole lot more. If you can't make it down to their general store, you can order online at toddfarms.com. Now that we've got breakfast out of the way, how about a little snack? Our visit with Alabama's premier bite-sized cookie baker is coming up next on Simply Southern.
Wear long pants, long sleeve shirts, and closed-toed shoes. Don't be ticked. Use repellents with 20% DEET on skin and 0.5% permethrin on gear and clothing. Don't be ticked. Avoid sitting on rotten logs or stumps. Don't be ticked. Protect yourself from serious tick-borne illnesses and seek timely treatment to prevent long-term problems. No hunters were angered in the making of this film.
Get discounts on national brands and at local businesses with your Alpha Farmers membership. Members save hundreds with Ford, John Deere, Case IH, and Caterpillar. Plus, enjoy special rates at Choice and Wyndham Hotels. Benefits include rewards at Office Depot, Priester's Pecans, tourism destinations, and more. Download the Alpha Perks app, visit alphafarmers.org/perks, or stop by your local Alpha office and start saving today.
Not littering is not hard. If you've accumulated trash in your vehicle, don't throw it out the window. Throw it in a can at the gas pump. Throw it in a can at a storefront. Throw it in a can at work. Or throw it in the can at home. Just don't drop it on Alabama. Not littering is not hard. Brought to you by People Against a Littered State, the Alabama Department of Transportation, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Soybean is a very versatile product. We make crayons out of it.
A lot of the combines you see rolling through the fields have a lot of plastic side panels that are made from a soy product.
The soybeans that we grow on our farm mostly goes into chicken feed.
Soybean production in Alabama employs over 10,000 people.
We grow some of the best soybeans in the world.
We go the extra mile to make sure when our name is stamped on it, we know it's the best product we can produce.
Some of the best things in life start with a bundle. And some of them can actually save you money. Like when you bundle your auto and life insurance with Alpha. Protect what's important to you at a price you can afford.
All for a better life.
Alpha Insurance.
All for a better life.
Ask your local agent about Alpha's auto life discount.
Do your childhood memories include coming home from a day of play to the glorious aroma of fresh-baked cookies? That just put a little smile on your face, didn't it? Well, imagine taking a stroll through a factory filled with a vast assortment of cookies hot out of the oven. That was this girl back in season 3 when we stopped by the headquarters of Bud's Best Cookies.
A visit to Bud's Best Cookie Company in Hoover, Alabama is a treat for the taste buds and the olfactory senses. Over 1 million bite-sized cookies are mixed, baked, and packaged every hour in the factory. And it all began with the vision of Bud Cason, who grew up working with his aunt and uncle in their cookie business.
It all started when I was 12 years old, and I just loved it. I mean, I loved it. There's something exciting about to see your package on a shelf in the store that you created, that you started with nothing, and you see somebody buy that pack of cookies. That's so exciting.
Bud got into the business in 1970, but sold his company in 1986. After a 5-year non-compete, he started back in the cookie business with a new, big idea for small cookies.
I thought, boy, bite-sized cookies, that'd be an ideal thing. So if I made a little bite-sized cookie, I could run them on equipment that no one would touch it. So the first person to touch those cookies would be the one that opens that bag. So I call these guiltless cookies, you know, little small bite-sized cookies.
Bud said people thought he was crazy to make a bite-sized cookie back in 1991. But his foresight helped spark a bite-sized craze, and this year earned him a coveted spot in the American Society of Baking's Baking Hall of Fame. It's a point of pride for Bud and his son Al, who is following in his dad's footsteps at the factory.
He loved it so much that he gambled everything that he had to get back into it with a whole new concept. And the innovation of that is really what sparked a lot of the bite-size everything. So, you know, he was recognized for all of that and what he also does for the community and the things that he does quietly, you know, just philanthropy that he, you know, the philanthropist that he is.
The Cason family loves to connect with the community. Over 35,000 school children visit annually, and they get to ride in style on the cookie train, inspired by Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. While touring, we watched as vanilla wafers, snickerdoodles, and sandwich cookies moved from batter to finished product.
We have 24 varieties of bite-sized cookies. We have everything from the mini creams, all different flavors, to chocolate chip, to cookies made with Butterfinger, candy chip, all those different, you know, different options that we have.
The most recent addition to the factory is a line where they make sugar wafers. The hope is to one day find a process for creating bite-sized sugar wafers. You can find Bud's Best Cookies regionally in Publix, Walmart, Dollar General, Family Dollar, and Dollar Tree. But they also have international customers and can be ordered online.
Something that we've done in the past 12 months is we've got a presence now on Amazon, and it's a great tool using our Facebook page to, you know, tell the public that, you know, hey, we've got a new flavor of cookie and it's going to be out in Dollar Trees only.
And with so many varieties to choose from, everyone has their own favorite.
Probably my favorite cookie, if I just open a bag, would be our butter cookie, our vanilla wafer, and I also love lemon cream.
It's almost like what's running today, you know, because when you can eat them hot off the line, every cookie's delicious. But if I had to pick just two general cookies, would be chocolate chip and vanilla wafers.
I just love those chocolate chip cookies, especially coming off the line back there.
And we're sure you can find a bite-sized favorite too. But take caution, the tastiness of these small treats might have you consuming just as many calories as the bigger cookies.
I probably eat about the same amount whether I was eating a small one or a large one. Sometimes you just can't stop. You open a bag and end up finishing it before you know it.
Bud's Best Cookies are a familiar sight on grocery store shelves across Alabama. I'll go ahead and warn you though, they may be small, but 1 or 2 or even 10 are never enough. Another darling of the Alabama dessert world is Dean Jacobs, the lady behind Dean's Cake House. We'll have her story next.
A farmer has to live on faith. We do all we can do, but we can only control so much.
Alabama is the second largest poultry growing state in the nation, so we're trying our best to grow all the corn we can for that.
What we produce not only feeds and clothes all of the United States, but about half of what we make goes on to the world market.
We've been able to improve yields, have some things that can help us produce a better crop. I'm proud of the product we make and proud that I can say I'm an Alabama farmer.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education.
We're strengthening American agriculture and providing our members with the skills needed to build healthy local communities, a strong nation, and a sustainable world.
We are the next generation of agriculture.
It's our turn now.
Let's show the world what we can achieve together.
We are FFA.
Farm Bureau Bank has built its entire existence around the lifestyle and needs of farmers and ranchers across America. We're here to help grow traditions, give back to agricultural communities, and offer financial convenience for your unique way of life. From sunup to sundown, we are committed to serving you.
I take pride in the product that we produce as a catfish farmer. Hi, I'm Willard Poe, and I'm the 2019 Alabama Catfish Farmer of the Year. When I go out to a restaurant and see people eating U.S. farm-raised catfish, that gives you a sense of pride and a sense of joy, knowing that you have produced a product that other people enjoy. Other people love to go out and eat.
So far on this food-focused Simply Southern review, we've covered Alabama-made syrup and cookies. We'll sweeten things up even more with the 7-layer cakes made famous by South Alabama's Dean's Cake House. We dropped by their Andalusia bakery in Season 5 to see how the magic happens.
It's almost frightening how rapidly I can completely lose my grip on reasonable, civilized behavior when faced with 7 intimidating layers of golden, fluffy cake with rich, creamy, chocolatey icing. Cake! This is nothing new to Dean Jacobs. For a quarter of a century, her South Alabama bakery has transformed countless visitors like myself into drooling cake fiends.
Well, Jim, if I told you I was going to go home and eat most of this cake myself, wouldn't you consider it good?
Andalusia's best-known sweet shop is a local favorite for birthdays, holidays, or just spoiling yourself days. But the idea for these beloved cakes wasn't cooked up in a bakery, but rather a grocery store deli.
I was working up front, cashier, and my boss asked me if I would go to the deli, let's start a deli. And I bet if I had said over the years, if there's one thing I'll not ever do is work in a deli. And then that's what started the cakes. One of my employees went to Pensacola, and she had seen the cakes, had socket to me, that's all they had. And she said, why don't we make them? And I said, well, why not? So we started with that, and then from that one went till we end up, now we have about 13 varieties.
If you got a taste for chocolate, regular and German, or something a little more fancy like coconut or Italian cream, there's a Dean's cake to suit just about any taste. While you'll find plenty of the familiar 2-layer varieties, it's her jaw-dropping 7-layer cakes that Miss Dean has built her reputation on.
That's what fit under the dome. I just kept adding on there to it till I got what would fit the dome, and I quit. I think that thin layer and all that icing is something different, and it's fun.
Behind every delicious Dean's cake is a staff that cracks the eggs, mixes the batter, mans the ovens, and paints on the icing, all with the precision of a symphony orchestra. When this kitchen gets hopping, it's amazing how many cakes these folks can turn out in a single day.
Anywhere from 4 to 450 to 500, according to how everybody's working. And when they know they have to, when we have a big order going out, they can pick it up and do it.
It's a lot of long, hot days in the kitchen for Miss Dean and her staff. But every time another excited customer walks through their doors, the smiles are worth the effort.
She's just done wonders with this amazing cake house she has. And we're just pleased as punch to have her in town. She's just a wonderful woman.
They'll come and they say, "We back." You know, that makes me good. I said, that's my favorite word. Hear somebody say, "I'm back." I had one this morning that called this morning and just wanted to tell me that she had found one somewhere else and how good it was, how much she appreciated it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my employees. I'm proud of the fact that people enjoy coming and that know it's here. That's the main thing. so they know it's here and keep coming time after time.
If you've never had a Dean's cake, you owe it to yourself to pick one up to try. You'll find them at grocery stores all over Alabama. DeansCakehouse.com has a list of locations to make it easy. Now, whether it's a delicious 7-layer cake, Bud's bite-sized cookies, or the syrup at Todd Farms, good food starts on a farm. And the best place to find news, stories, and interesting facts about farming is on the Alabama Farmers Federation's website at alphafarmers.org. Another Alabama-made product that starts in a field is Alabama Sunshine Hot Sauce. We'll make a return visit to the Fayette County Company when Simply Southern comes back.
There's nothing quite like sitting down to a home-cooked meal with fresh vegetables from the garden. With Bonnie plants from your local quality co-op store, you can enjoy the freshest vegetables right from your own backyard. And no matter if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, your quality co-op store has exactly what you need to get the most out of your plants. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
The versatile peanut, meat of the earth, friend of the soil, tasty, nutritious, packed with protein. And Alabama peanut farmers nourish some very special things: families, communities, and Alabama's economy. Peanuts. Good for you, good for Alabama.
For more Simply Southern, be sure to follow us on social media. And while you're online, visit our website, simplysouthern.tv.net. Simply Southern will continue in a moment.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
You know the old saying about how sugar and spice makes everything nice? That's why we've decided to wrap up this batch of stories on Alabama edibles with a spicy finish. And that means a trip to the small town of Fayette as we heat things up with a little Alabama sunshine.
If there's one thing that the folks at Alabama Sunshine know about, it's heat. They grow hot peppers. They get hot when they pick them. And they turn those peppers into an assortment of sauces with varying levels of heat.
We've got a line of 9 hot sauces, from mild all the way up to our ghost chili sauce, our hottest one that we make. We've got a line of jams and jellies. We have wing sauce, barbecue sauces, white barbecue sauce, which is kind of unique to Alabama. So we've got a line of about 20 products in total.
Julie Madison and her brother David Smith bought the business 3 years ago when the original owners decided to retire after more than 20 years in the Alabama Sunshine.
David had always told Mr. Fred, if you ever sell your hot sauce business, I want to buy it. Well, when Fred actually went to retire, he called and was like, hey, are you serious? Do you want to buy this? And my brother David, he was like, yeah, I am. I want to do it. So he approached me about helping. So I thought, okay, well, we'll try this.
He'd always wanted his own business, and he had always been interested in Fred and the peppers, so it was a chance to put those two things together.
David, who's hearing impaired, is in charge of growing all the peppers on the family farm. He's also the master chef, ensuring that all of their sauces strictly follow Mr. Fred's recipes.
We worked with Fred to get his recipes, some of which were on handwritten pieces of paper that I sat down with him and Miss Sally and said, now what does this say? How does this work? Those recipes are what founded Alabama Sunshine, and that stayed the same when we got here.
Neither Julie nor David had any experience in this type of work, so they closely followed not only the recipes, but the processes developed by Alabama Sunshine's founder.
So we'll bring in sometimes 200-300 pounds of peppers, and then we run them through 3 washings. Then we'll take them, if we're gonna cook them, we steam them first, soften that skin, so then we start blending them, chopping them, and that's the point where we add our spices and seasonings. Then they go back into a pot, and we'll bring all that to temperature. Then it's ready to start going in the bottle.
Now obviously peppers only grow during the spring and summer, but the Smiths grow enough peppers that they're able to freeze them so they can produce Alabama Sunshine year-round.
We're getting close to 300 retailers in Central Alabama, South, and then in the Panhandle of Florida. We do a lot of business with independently owned grocery stores. We do a lot of good business with Piggly Wiggly grocery stores and a lot of farmers markets too.
Alabama Sunshine's also available online if there's not a store near you that sells it. Besides creating an Alabama-made product from Alabama-grown resources, Julie says there's a little something special in every bottle.
There's always a secret ingredient to Alabama Sunshine. Even though the peppers are different in the different sauces too, there's a little tweak to what's in it to make it just with that right flavor combination.
Since they've owned it, Julie and David have made some changes to improve the business's efficiency. But they remain true to Mr. Fred's recipes and techniques so that Alabama Sunshine can continue to make taste buds tingle for years to come.
He's hoping that Alabama Sunshine will be a long-time business here and will grow, make good quality hot sauce and many different things here, and help the customers get a hot sauce in that way.
For Simply Southern, I'm Kevin Worthington.
Hot sauce, wing sauce, special sauce, and even t-shirts are available to buy online at alabamasunshine.com. You know what else you can do online? Keep up with us. Follow Simply Southern TV on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to check out our blog, which is updated every Sunday morning at 6 o'clock. Just visit simplysouthern.tv.net. We've had a little sweet, a little heat, and a lot of fun revisiting some of the delicious food boiled, bottled, or baked right here in Alabama. Now that we've fed your appetite for food, join us next week as we'll feed your mind with some of our favorite programs devoted to agricultural education. Thanks for joining us for Simply Southern today. I'm Mary Wilson. See you next week.
Simply Southern is a production of the Alabama Farmers Cooperative and the Alabama Farmers Federation.